And we're like,
We make mistakes in this world.
oh, oh.
Oh, is this episode 7?
I think it might be episode 7 of Frequency 43.
After my favorite
Yep.
quarterback of all time, John Elway, number 7. Also,
Okay.
Big Ben Roethlisberger. He's a stud.
Big Ben Roethlisberger, number 7.
Did you hear about the allegations about Big Ben?
No, dude, what? There's no way there's sexual allegations against Big Ben. Bro, he looks like, bro, it's so easy to think, bro, like Big Ben, come on,
bro. He's like addicted to like porn.
Really?
Yeah, and then so like the whole like spiel about it is like he told someone in private, and then like that person like just like leaked it to everyone. So
bro, do you believe that though?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I could kind of see it, but dude, it's so crazy nowadays with the technologies. Everybody's private information is leaked out to the whole world to know.
Right. I mean, like, it just shows you can if you have access to that sort of like information and stuff, you can really blackmail people. I mean, like, look at like the Patriot Act, right? Like, that was a total invasion of our privacy. And then you have these government officials that just like, I think they can like look at everyone's internet history, to put it simply.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, who knows what the NSA is doing right now? They're probably watching Frequency 4. They're probably our only watcher.
Yeah, right. Totally.
They're probably watching us right now.
Imagine they're like, oh, Frequency 43. They've got
Frequency 43 just started another podcast.
Subscribers, averaging 50 views per episode, but what they're on brings some serious questions.
Yeah, we might need to shut them down soon.
Like, there's like people who are like paid just to keep it.
They're gonna bury us, man. All you need to do is just make it like somebody. All YouTube and Google needs to do to completely bury somebody is just put them on the 100th page of the search.
Yeah, or just
they're gone. They're gone.
Whoever's controlling that algorithm, because
they're in complete control, man. There's no question. They created it.
That's kind of why Joe Rogan went to Spotify. I mean, not only was it to get like major payday, $100 million.
I don't blame him.
But no, a lot of it was he withheld information because he knew if he would say it, then that would screw up the whole algorithm. You know what I mean? Like if he said some like stuff that like he truly like wanted to say, YouTube wouldn't respect it, and they would like kind of hide it more, even though it's the most popular podcast.
Yeah, I see what you're kind of saying.
So it's like when he signed his deal with Spotify. First of all, there's a certain word for it, but it's not like he's like selling the rights. He's not selling the rights. He's just like, you guys have the authority to post it, but after this contract expires, I can take all the videos back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. And like, think about like, there's absolutely no filter, right? I mean, like, you look at like social media platforms like Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you say something like offensive or like, I mean, dare I say like even worse than that, but like you will be, your tweet will get deleted, right? Or like, let's say you knew.
Isn't that crazy that Twitter has the power to delete a tweet?
Or like, let's say like you knew like the truth about like Jeffrey Epstein, right? Like, you knew like why he died and everything. Well, even if you put it on a social media site, a high-ranking government official or anyone in a position of power can see that, be in touch with the social media company, and then they could erase it. You know, even if you know the truth. Like, what's the point of knowing the truth if you can't tell other people? And that's where I respect true journalism, even though it's dying in our modern day society.
Yeah, well, it's hard to be a true journalist.
Right.
It's so full of fake bullshit.
I feel bad, like, looking at...
How do you even know which story to fucking go after right now?
I feel bad looking at all the the kids that are like just journalism majors. I don't know why. Like it's just like when I look at journalism, it just seems so what's the word? Sensationalized, right? Like it's just like you click the story with like a completely different title.
Yeah, but then if you read a newspaper, like I was reading a newspaper at work today, and
Who's to say that the newspaper is still going to be here?
no, but the newspaper's more, it's more like it feels more legit, and it
I,
feels like it's more like
I
numbers.
100% agree with that.
Like the new, it was the Wall Street, the New York Times or whatever. Um, but you're right. I mean, whoever controls the newspapers controls everything. Doesn't matter how well it's written.
Yeah, I mean history. What is your history is written by the winners? Is that a quote by your man?
History is written by the victor.
That's
I don't know who wrote that, whose
I
quote
thought
that
it
is.
was your guy Julius Caesar, or was it Napoleon?
I think that might be a
I think it
Napoleon
was
Bonaparte
Napoleon.
quote. Julius Caesar's quote is a carpe diem and a vidi vici, vini vidi vici in carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day, and vini vidi vici means I came, I saw, I conquered. When he says that, he's referring to Gaul when he went and he just literally took over the whole entire, basically modern day Germany, which is a beautiful country. So could you imagine being in that position of power over 2,000 years ago? Exactly, actually, exactly 2,000, and because it was literally like 50 BC, so it was like
So it'd
exactly
be
two.
like 1,000.
No, it'd be exactly 2,000, and I think it'd be exactly almost 2,000 years ago, which is
I
insane.
mean, shout out July. Isn't that named after Julius Caesar too?
Yeah, the Julius Caesar made the whole calendar, which is pretty crazy. He
A
just redid it. He
month,
redid it.
a month is something to do with the moon, because like and then the days of the week go. Monday is named after the moon. Tuesday, I don't know. Do your own Google research.
Mm,
Wednesday, oh, what is Wednesday? I can't believe I don't know Wednesday. Thursday is after Thor, Thor's day.
hmm
Friday is Frigg, the goddess Frigorous, which is I think
hmm
Thor's wife.
Yeah, so basically humans have been like trying to get the perfect calendar system since like the beginning of like since we were
Right.
conscious. And the first person to perfect it was Julius Caesar, and we use the Roman calendar this day. But yeah, so the um all those
Yeah,
days that you're saying, it's all just a culmination. Yeah, which is insane.
I don't even know. I mean, and I don't think anyone knows. Like, why is there like 28 days in a certain month, and there's like 31 days in
The
another?
reason why there's 28 days in February is because the Romans considered the month of February unlucky, and they needed to add like they needed to like add a couple days into the calendar just to like keep the cycle going. And so instead of evenly like distributing them,
They
they
thought
um
February was
they took a couple away from February. Instead of adding more, they just took some from February.
as long as you have 365 days in the year, like it really doesn't matter
Yeah,
how
exactly.
you divide it up, right?
Um, well, it does because that's why the leap year in February exists
I don't even know
because
how.
then your July would be in the middle of winter and that wouldn't make any sense.
Eventually, it would take a while.
It takes shorter than you think, like 20 years.
Really? Thought it's only like a day. Like it's one day every 4 years, right? If you're born,
Yeah, but it gets
how does it catch up so fast? I mean, I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's why I'm asking the question.
I honestly don't. I honestly don't know that far, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be completely full of shit. So.
Or fakely make it. I think a lot of
Go fact check me, Frequency
yeah
43
in
watchers.
the comments. Okay, this is what we want. This is what we want you guys to
Mhm.
do.
There's a
So
great video on it by this guy
I know,
named
I know,
Historia Civilis.
yes, and I know all you listeners also are on the same page as me and Lucas because the leap year is once every 4 years in the month of February. Then how long would it take for like it to be flipped, right? When would like summer be in the winter and winter would be in the summer? So in the
Mm,
comments, we want you guys to figure that out.
mm.
Actually, dude, I always the more I think about it, like, can you imagine like back in the old days being afraid of like winter, like just being like
Yeah, dude.
winter is coming, and like we're like we don't have enough food. Do you have enough? I don't have enough food for what? Do you have enough food for it? I don't have
Like
enough food
I'm
for what?
running out of food like right now, dude, and like winter's coming in like 2 weeks, bro.
Winter, winter is coming, bro. And I
Like, am I gonna be eating rats again this year? Or
dude, last 2 winters ago, I had to eat Charlie, bro, and he didn't eat good.
yeah,
He did not taste good. Nah, we point of the whole story is we truly live in a great
a
world.
very blessed time, full of knowledge.
Just a great time to be alive.
Free flowing information. I mean, wow, just free flow.
And okay, this is something interesting though. So what I've noticed is that anyone can you can read anything or you can like anyone can say like something like they act like they know it. But like how do especially in like modern day times with the internet, how do you know that you trust what either someone is saying or what you're reading? And obviously like you look at the so like when you say that, how do you develop trust? Credibility, right? So like what website is it? But even then, I feel like with the internet nowadays, it's like it's so hard to see what's true and what's not true because if you could see that something's true, I feel like you could look at the exact other side of the internet and prove that it's not true. You know what I mean? Like do you know what confirmation bias is?
Hmm.
So it's like saying like um
It's like
all
your willingness, your belief that something is like wrong is gonna confirm your belief.
right.
Is
So
like,
if I looked it up and it was like it told me like that I was right, then I'm gonna 100% believe it because it
mm,
it reassured the belief. And
yeah,
but like you can't always trust it because the internet is not always true.
exactly.
Most of the time, it is not. It depends on your source, though. I don't know though. I mean, I think a lot of people don't take information with a grain of salt. They take it more for the word. You know what I mean? When I've like learned, and don't get me wrong, I've been a victim to this for the longest. Like I'll like read something or hear something from someone, and it's just like, well, that's just not true. Like look at like, did you know that Vikings they never had those like hats on them? You know what I
No
mean?
way.
Yeah, I kid you
You're
not.
kidding me.
I kid you not.
Leif Erikson didn't have a fucking Viking hat on.
No, there's no such thing as Viking hats. That was just on like cartoons and stuff. So everyone thinks that Vikings have Viking hats. And like what else?
Yeah.
Like Columbus like never went to America. Like you know what I mean? Like he just
Hmm.
went to like Cuba and the Caribbeans.
Hmm.
Never actually went to America. But like I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but we'll see
Could
what
you imagine
you
being a
yeah.
fucking pilgrim, dude? Being a fucking pilgrim, dude. You're literally a fucking badass.
Dude,
I
you can't
mean,
imagine how badass they were, bro. Because you know what? It
you're
wasn't.
getting you're getting absolutely ran on by some Indians, bro. Some fucking bro, they're gonna fucking cut your fucking scalp off while you're still alive, bro. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like,
Dude, Indians are savages, bro.
yeah, but
You ever hear Joe Rogan talk about the Comanches?
Yeah, bro. Like, there's so many, dude.
Yeah, I've been reading this book. Actually, it's an audio book about the Comanche. It's like, okay, Joe, we know you're talking about the Comanche. No, but Indians are dope.
There were some like really helpful tribes that actually helped us. There were some dope Indians, but then there were also some
Right.
fucking murderous, fucking bloodthirsty Indians, dude.
Well, the problem, the core of the issue is we had Indian tribes fighting other Indian tribes, right?
Hmm.
So it was like then I think it's like everyone's kind of on your own. And it's like if you're, I don't know.
But then
If you,
that's what Thanksgiving's about, right? But how do we know what happened on Thanksgiving?
dude, is
Like,
Thanksgiving like
what did happen on Thanksgiving? You know, like,
I think
what happened? What
like
happened?
they broke bread together, right? I don't know.
I,
They
did
talked.
they? I don't know. Show me the footage. Show me the.
Fake, fake.
The Earth is flat. Animation. All animated. Hey, that's funny.
Show me the
I would fucking if we could have Eddie Bravo on this podcast, bro.
dude.
I have so many questions for that man, bro. I have so many questions for that man.
Dude, I love Eddie Bravo. Not even like for his takes, just his character, bro. Like there's a certain like person, especially like for me, that I kind of attach to is like when you're not afraid to like lay it down the way it needs to be laid down. You know what I mean? Like you could give
Yeah.
a fuck about
Oh,
what
he'll say it. He'll
yeah,
say it.
he could give a fuck about what person A, B, C, or D thinks, and he's just gonna fucking lay that shit down. And you know, a lot of times it's crazy, but there's certain little specs that Mr. Eddie Bravo
There's
gets.
some specs of truth.
When you see a little Eddie Bravo, little cherry, and you pick it up and you look at it, you're like, this is kind of a very ripe, delicious cherry. And
Yeah, this has a lot
you eat that
of
cherry, it makes sense. Like this whole conspiracy cherry kind of tastes good.
it's
He's on.
delicious. Eddie Bravo takes some music to my ears.
What's your favorite Eddie Bravo conspiracy theory?
My favorite, well, his most famous conspiracy theory is his Earth is flat conspiracy theory.
Is he
But
actually that?
who knows what he actually believes and doesn't believe. But my favorite Eddie Bravo conspiracy theory is the New World Order conspiracy theory, where he thinks that the way that a world united government is has always been like the goal of the top wealthiest kings and queens of society. It's just been like a globe taking over the world, bro. Hitler tried to do it literally like 70 years ago. So
I mean,
Eddie Bravo
yeah.
thinks that. What was he gonna say?
I mean, to me, I was just gonna say it makes sense, right? I mean, you look at, I mean, I don't want to be the little I don't want to be the little sociology major in the room. I know Alec
Mm,
Jean on this podcast, but you look at inequality in these past couple of years, and we see, I mean, not only are people at the bottom struggling, but the people at the top, specifically the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the cream of the cream of the crop, top 1% of the 1% are doing incredibly better than the than
just
the top 1%.
insanely better. Like
You
what?
can't because like the more money you have, right, then the more money you're gonna get on return on investment. So if you have so much money, and for these standards of measurement, I'm saying money is equal to power, right? Would you say those are two? If someone has a lot of money, someone has a lot of power. But I feel like power could also be information, right? Like let's say you know how to do something that no one else knows how to do.
Yeah, I'd say you need information, knowledge and
Like for the new,
knowledge and money and influence.
so like for your little new world, or I guess Eddie, me in your New World Order, would you say the people are establishing the domain of it? Would you say they're more
I didn't even get to the end of the theory, bro. And
get to the end of it and I'll ask my question.
bro, the end of the conspiracy theory is that the way that the new world order, the one world government is going to come about is because there's going to be a staged alien invasion of the world, and we're going to come together as countries and like fight off this extraterrestrial threat from above. And Eddie Bravo says that's why Trump just created the Space Force. It's all like a part of this whole thing, like, and like but Eddie Bravo doesn't believe in that the earth is a sphere. So I mean, who knows? Who knows? But
I
it's fun to talk about.
I definitely think there's a new world order, right?
Bro, like doesn't it just like there has to be
Bro,
these
what do you
billionaires have to be
what do you
talking and consolidating, bro. Like there's nothing else to do
think?
once you're a fucking
Like,
billionaire.
okay, don't get me wrong. Like maybe New World Order is a little bit more of a me being more dramatic, but like you're 100% right on the basis of these people who are incredibly rich. They have to be talking to each other, right? And they have to have some.
I mean, just look at the Jeffrey Epstein thing, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, if they're doing that shit, like, you think they're not fucking trying to fucking control everything? Just turn on Fox News and CNN, dude. Like, that's all the confirmation you need right there is that there's some sketch shit going on. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, they
Like, our society, I think they're purposely bending and in these weird ways, man.
people aren't paying attention too. A lot of people
It's
are not
crazy.
a lot of people are not watching Frequency 43. They're just not.
Seriously,
They're not
dude.
being
Like
educated. I
a
don't
lot
know.
of people don't have the guts to get on Frequency 43.
Let's talk about that. I mean, a lot of people are. I don't want to say. I don't think afraid is the right word, but
They
they
hold themselves back.
right, right. I mean,
They
like,
hold themselves back.
I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Like,
Like mentally, just like put up barriers that don't exist.
exactly. I mean, like, cause we're flowing and we're going, and we got our hiccups and our hick downs, and we go in like Chinatown. We got our groove in our podcast. It's good, right? We are like a brand new type of food. And it's like you get a little taste of the food, and it's like this is like me with guacamole. Okay, first time I had guacamole, I was like, I fucking hate this shit. It's kind of weird. It's got some fat to it. Like, what the heck? And then you get going. You watch podcast
Right.
2. You watch podcast 5, and then you
Right.
don't.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Yeah. All right.
a
Well,
little bit.
maybe give these guys a shot. You know.
I don't know if you pick
Maybe
up.
doing a long drive, turn on Frequency 43. You never know.
You never know. You never know. Get a little gleam of sunshine in
Bro,
your.
in 40 years, in 40 years, you're going back through the old videos of Frequency 43. There's like 2,000 of them, but you scroll all the way back to number 7. You're like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm vibing with number
John
7.
ELWAY, bro. 7.
Damn, dude, you want all the way back to number 7? What the fuck?
You believe
There's
in heaven?
probably been a lot of shit that happened since number 7.
Yeah, Skyhawk should be on this one, but I don't know. I feel like I'm losing him. I feel like I'm losing a lot of people in Guy.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I'm just hella paranoid, but like I just don't see. I thought we'd be tighter after college and everything, but
I don't know, man. I think that's just life.
I think
I
that's.
think that's just life.
I mean, I'll always have you and Skyhawk in the Darsh.
Yeah, I think that's just life, man. People got a lot of stuff going on that you don't know about.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing that will never change in life, the only thing that will never change is
Mhm.
that things will keep changing. That's the only thing that will never change.
That was said beautifully.
Yeah.
Just shed a tear. Just shed a tear. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
That's for the viewer that waited all the way for this podcast to hear that little nugget. Yeah, you can say
Tail
it.
nugget. Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to wait for those nuggets in frequency
Yeah,
43. Oh my God. I take back everything I said about Alec Henry Skyhawk. He's got the biggest balls in the universe. Oh my goodness.
Coming in live to the
Coming
frequency.
in live to Frequency 43 podcast. We
Uh,
got Alec Gene Reed Skyhawk.
What's up?
Alec Gene Reed Skyhawk all the way from Walnut Creek, California.
Is it cold down in Santa Barbara?
Why are you so scared in your voice, man? We're live. We're booing and
We're
we're
live.
Come on, girl. Show me some
Where's
light.
your pretty
I
face?
guess you don't know what
I
hard
see your
work
pretty
feels like,
face.
ma'am. This isn't a scared voice. This is a tired voice from a hard man's work.
Yeah, and he does do a hard man work.
8
Yeah,
hours.
I am also
today.
tired.
8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours. Whew.
94 degrees. It was fucking
Whew.
brutal.
I was in a nice AC office. Did a nice little 6.5, but
Sorry we can't all have white collar jobs, Lucas. I'm joking.
I fucking an accountant, man, dude. I don't know, man. This shit is
While
sketch,
you're wearing
man.
a suit,
You're too
I'm
negative.
wearing a uniform. I hate it.
I love you.
The fuck?
Happy oil day, boys.
We only got 2 more hours.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Start sucking harder.
I've been sucking hard.
Yeah, I've been sucking hard, bro. What do you fucking mean?
I've been sucking
All right, well, I just had a Stone Tangerine Express hazy IPA. Gonna have to
What
get
was it?
another pretty soon. It was Firestone. No, it's a Fire.
I'm getting a COVID
was
test
alright.
tomorrow morning.
Getting a COVID test.
I have to
Why?
for work.
Uh,
2 employees tested positive.
Holy fuck. That's
Yeah,
actually pretty sketch.
1 in maintenance and then 1 up in the pro shop.
Bro, it's like at this point, you could have had it and just not shown symptoms.
I know I'm scared though because the guy who had it in maintenance was my boy Manny, who's like he's got to be
Like you don't even like
60.
who fucking knows at this point.
He's in his
man?
60s, bro. So hopefully he can fight it and survive, bro. Sketch. My boy
Yeah.
Manny, bro. He's been working there for 48 years.
Holy moly, that's dedication.
I think he's honestly 70, bro.
He's been working in the Golf Pro V1 shop.
I mean, no, that guy, Manny, he's actually been in maintenance for 48 years. So, like, be grateful for what you have.
That guy
guy's been
probably
working
knows how to
hard.
fix your car so good, dude.
I mean, when I say maintenance, remember I'm on a golf course. It's not the mechanic.
No, but he probably knows
And-
how to fix your car really good.
Nah, he knows how to fix a lawnmower. Probably. He's the guy who mows the big ass, like the big industrial.
You're telling me he's been working maintenance for 48 years?
Yeah, bro.
He doesn't know how to
That's
fix
what I'm
it.
saying. Count your blessings, bro. Not everyone's able to go to college and like have a better shot at a higher paying job. Some people have to work from
that's
day
true.
one.
That's true.
It's crazy. It makes me think, bro. Like shit. I think, bro, like I complain about my job and it's only my 4th summer being here, 3rd summer. Like picture for doing that 48 years, not just for a summer, like 48 full fucking years. Only gets like 4 weeks off out of 52 probably. Not even.
Yeah.
Probably gets
Dude,
like 2
also
weeks
the
off.
cruise ship people go many with it, dude. The whole entire time I was on the cruise, it was just rich white people and then just fucking a bunch of like poor Filipinos just serving them and doing everything for them. I was like, dude,
Yep.
how is this different from slavery, bro?
I mean, yeah, they're getting paid, not a lot, but yeah, they're getting paid.
It is different from slave. It's a lot different because
Like
they're
the
getting
whole,
paid. They're free people. They're not getting it. They chose to be on the cruise ship. They actually like really wanted to be on the cruise ship because from where they're from, it's actually a great opportunity.
Yeah, but you're kind of right. No, Lucas, you actually, like remembering one of our examples in my labor capitalism class was the cruise industry, because I guess there's actually a lot of like unpaid employees and shit, and like they hold their like passports and shit. So like there is actually a lot of like unfree labor that goes in the cruise industry, and a lot of other.
It's so sketch, man. I mean, yeah, it's just. I mean, you can look all the way back to Rome and to see
I'm pretty
like
sure
how the
cruises
world
just.
is today.
I'm pretty sure there was only laws put in place in like the late '80s that made cruises stop dumping all their waste into the ocean. So that just goes to show how fucked we are. Like so much waste
Yeah,
just thrown in the ocean.
I
I
mean
mean,
the human
where's the accountability though in this world, right? Like, who's to say
dude.
that?
There's none because people you die, bro. That's where the accountability ends.
Well, there's no accountability because like we don't value our nature and like green places and species like we
Because
do.
no one else is looking except you, right?
I mean, no, it's true, but it's like my point is like it's like us in Walnut Creek, like most people won't worry about an ocean because like shit, we got nice beaches, but like we don't see the middle of the ocean where like the garbage is and shit. So it's like it's hard for people to connect. Like I saw this really good point, like with COVID. I'm not giving an excuse for dumbasses, but like people with that lived experience of actually like being close to death is actually really scared of COVID, because a lot of people are like, oh, like this COVID thing. They won't understand until they're actually like lived a near death experience. So it's a different mindset. And that's kind of like the same thing I think of like people caring about like the nature and the environment is like they haven't been taught that their lives. So it's like they don't know what that impact will have on them until it's too late. That's always what happens is like, oh, you get cancer. Oh, you figured out it was from like the pesticides you were spraying. Like, you know, those commercials like, have you used Roundup weed killer? And it's like, there's the accountability, but guess what? It's too late. Now it's for the families that their like loved ones have died. And it's like, here's your millions of dollars. So my point is like what Lucas said earlier, it's just when money's the most important thing, like people aren't going to value these other things, you know? It's like, think about how we pay victims, bro. Think about it. Like sexual abuse victims. Yeah, Jerry Nasser, that doctor at Michigan State, USA Gymnastics, abused over like 700 young women, and he gets 2 life sentences. Right? All the victims get like a big payout from USA Gymnastics and the Olympics. But guess what? The 4 levels of people in USA Gymnastics that knew about the abuse and didn't do anything, they're still not being held accountable. Like, you know what I'm saying? It always ends with one person. It's like, what? The whole system knew about the abuse and they didn't do anything.
This whole thing is corrupt, right? Because everyone just cares about their own personal self-interest, right?
Yeah, and that's why like you need to have these like grassroots like people's movements, because it's like people need to come. People are slowly coming in together and realize like if you follow the Sunrise Movement, great. Hey, shout out Sunrise Movement. If someone from the Sunrise Movement sees this, we support you. And it's a group of just young people coming together to fight fucking like fucking it's climate justice warriors, bro. I fucking respect the hell out of them. And they're actually making a lot of fucking they're making a lot of noise, and you know, give them a little follow on Twitter and see what I'm talking about. The Sunrise Movement.
The Sunrise Movement.
Yeah. Just a small example. We need more shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as of now, you know, we can just talk about it. You know, that's all we can do.
Yeah, I know.
We
right?
can start a Frequency 43 Twitter. Start blasting some shit.
That'd be hella funny. Let's start tweeting at Trump.
What do you think? What has Trump been doing recently?
Bro, let's just not talk about him, because he's fuck him, you know? Like, I don't want to talk about him. I hear
When is election, dude? When is that?
November, bro.
Dude, why is nobody talking about that, dude? Like what? Like what do you mean nobody's talking about election, bro? Like what?
Are you guys ready to see those debates, bro?
I still can't believe Election Day isn't a fucking paid holiday. Like, it's so stupid.
I know the whole system is so jabroni.
It is not a. It's not a direct democracy. It's an indirect democracy, if that.
Bro, well, a direct democracy is freaking impossible in the United States with 300 million people.
Hey, nothing's impossible, Liberatory.
What do you? I mean, that means that every single person has to meet at one place and vote, right? Pretty sure
No,
that's what a direct
no.
democracy
What
is.
I mean, okay, if we didn't have the technology to handle, what do you like? If we were living in fucking Roman times, we'd all have to gather together. But it's 2020, bro. You're telling me there's not technology out there that everyone would be able
So
to have.
get a 300 million Zoom call to decide
No,
who the
that's not what
president
I'm
is.
saying.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I know, but I get like it's hard. I understand, but like
Yeah, no, but I agree with you. The system needs some work.
a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Alternative.
What?
What's the alternative?
Bro, you always ask what's
Let me come on.
Bro, like
play devil's advocate. Come on, we're on a podcast.
All right, I need to get beer for a
when I hear
second. You
devil's
guys
advocate,
play some devil advocate.
Devil's
beer.
advocate is the stupidest shit ever. Like that's just an excuse. Like just like alternative. Like okay, what's an alternative?
So what I'm hearing from you is my I don't want to say opinion, probably a fact, but like this is right, and like I know it's right. And I'm not open to any discussion on why it might not be right. That's the way I interpret it. If you're not open to having a discussion, I mean,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what you're saying. What's the alternative? My point is when we're saying like what's right now is an indirect democracy, right? You think you're having your votes go these ways, but there's so much money involved and stuff that actually your voice isn't being fully heard. So let's not talk alternative. Let's talk about the small things that are easy to change, aka repeal Citizens United, where fucking corporations can fucking lobby fucking congressmen and women and fucking change votes. Like my point is, you can't just say alternative because like, nothing's perfect. But what I'm trying to say is like, you know what I'm talking about that needs to be changed, Lamb. You know what needs to be changed. Like the small little things like
break it down to the listeners. Like I may know, but I'm trying to get you to say
I know, but I'm just like, oh, like I can't do a full alternative right now, bro. It's 10 p.m. after work day. Like I can't get all right. Like I'm in bed right now.
I didn't know.
I got my Winnie the Pooh blanket on.
Did you get Skyhawk all riled up?
Literally, like don't get riled up. I'm just coming in for like 15 minutes to say hello. Yeah, fuck you. I'm just that.
No, Skyhawk, we want you to stay.
I'm not gonna stay. I can't. You know what? We'll have a nice.
No, let's talk about something chill. Let's just fucking want to talk about.
I'll promise. We'll have a nice like 43-minute video in like 4 or 5 days. I promise you. When Lamb and I are together too in the same spot.
This video is pushing 43 minutes in about.
Really?
7 minutes. Yeah. We started at 9:23.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we've been going.
Well, you guys gotta stop it exactly at 43. Is that your thing? Frequency 43?
That'd be kind of cool.
I thought that was the whole point of it. Like you guys
what is after the first podcast?
Here's my point. 43-minute videos for a podcast is actually perfect. Like Joe Rogan, like an hour 40, I can't.
I can't. Unless it's a fire.
Unless it's fire, but like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
I can listen to 40 minutes.
Well, unless like I like to do it like if you're out going on like a bike ride or doing some exercise, like it's not terrible.
Hey, for all those people listening to this podcast and exercising, more power to you, because I'm a little fat titty not doing exercising.
Oh, come on.
Hey, man, start doing some exercising, man.
I'm exercising, bro.
You know what my exercise was?
Eat your fruits and vegetables.
Oh, you're gonna say that before then?
I mean, he's right, but like, why would I want to eat genetically modified fruits and vegetables? Got him.
Oh, come on, dude. What do you mean? We live in the perfect time to be blessed enough to be eating genetically modified fruits and vegetables.
What I'm talking about? You know how many pesticides on strawberries?
Yeah, I know, bro. But like, come on.
I swear to God, you can
kind of die eventually, man. Just give me a big ass strawberry, man. Come on.
Yeah. What are you gonna eat? McDonald's?
I mean, you're right. I'd rather go to Whole Foods than Winco, but it all comes down to money. But while I'm in Santa Barbara,
True.
I've been eating some nice strawberries, some nice Costco strawberries.
Where do your grandparents shop?
Dude, my grandpa hits everywhere. He hits everywhere for the goods, man.
Well, like, where does he usually go?
There's Costco, there's a Vons, there's an Albertsons.
Jeez, wow, when you said he put all the spots, all the
He's
stops,
hitting all the spots.
God, Grandpa Lib.
He if there's one thing he doesn't play around with, it's food.
Question: do you see some of your dad in him, or in your
None, absolutely none.
How about in your grandma? Like, do you see any Ken Lib?
None. I see a ton. There's a ton of myself and my dad, but there's absolutely none of my dad. No.
How about your uncle?
A little more.
Interesting.
A lot more. Yeah.
How has it been chilling with your uncle?
It's been all right.
He's probably like got the horns that look. You're intruding my space, Luke. Watch out, Luke. Watch out. This is my house.
That is a great way to describe it.
Yeah. You eat the last Pop-Tart, and he's like, Lucas, we've been through this.
You know where you are in the hierarchy.
Oh, I have a question. What's your favorite Pop-Tart? I know it's been a minute, but what's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
S'mores, 100%. You eat the s'mores Pop-Tart with the milk.
That cinnamon sugar one's way more fun.
Yeah, that is fire though. But I would rather have s'mores with the milk. Bro, honestly, it depends. Like,
all right. Here, I'm gonna break it down for you, Lib. First category, nice toasted Pop-Tart. You got time to enjoy it with the glass.
Bro, I swear Pop-Tarts might be the reason I was fat in middle school. You want to know why? Because I was so hyped you could buy stuff. And I would buy a Pop-Tart every morning with fucking milk, dude. And I would just love my pot. Those were the things I'd think about when I was getting up in the morning, bro. I'd be like, dude, I can't wait for my s'mores pop. I'd be like out of bed. The only thing getting me out of bed is just that s'mores Pop-Tart, man.
Before weed, Pop-Tart.
Yeah, before weed, I swear to God, it was
Pop-Tarts is what Louis lived for. That and League.
Yeah, that and League of Legends.
What a life, bro. I wish middle school, man. For all the shit that happened, at least it was just like shit didn't matter. I remember I always admired Austin Dias.
Yeah, it was kind of shitty though.
I always admired Austin Dias because he literally like wouldn't try, and he'd do the bare minimum in middle school, and his like parents and like people were worried, and it's like, Austin, like, why are you getting D's and C's? And he'd always tell his parents, like, middle school doesn't matter. Like, when I'm in high school and my grades matter, I'll try. And that man turned it on, like, actually tried in high school, got good grades, went to San Diego State. Like, damn. He was so mature in middle school to know that, like, the shit didn't matter. It was so funny to me.
I wish I knew that.
Yeah, I got some pretty trash grades in middle school, actually.
Well, then you work the system the right way, man.
I actually completely biffed 6th grade core, Miss Jennings.
Well, I mean, that's
I pulled a couple pranks on her for my for one of my projects. It was like it was supposed to be a project on some like stupid shit. And I just made the whole thing about like porpoises. Like you were supposed to cut out shit about your, like, she gave the class like 300 magazines, and you were supposed to like make a project about this super specific shit. And I made a whole project about, I think it was about porpoises and squirrels.
Well, I don't know why that made me think of this memory, but literally probably my favorite like public school memory is I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. I think 3rd grade. And it was like, remember the first generation of like the Mac the Mac computers that they like had in the schools, like the fat like
box in the back, yeah,
with the box and like the fat.
Oh my God, Lamb, that throws me back.
So basically, my favorite memory, and I'm glad I just like get sparked to this, was I used to in 3rd grade when we'd have like 20 minutes of computer time to do something. Instead of working, I'd go on Wikipedia. Like that's when you just found out about Wikipedia, like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I'd literally just search like Boston Red Sox or like Boston Celtics or Los Angeles Lakers and click on the Wikipedia page of each team. and like look at the championships and like all the facts, and like on Wikipedia it would show you like the jersey colors and shit. And I swear that was like one thing I looked forward to was like Miss Bang saying computer time. It's supposed to be working on a solar system project, and instead just looking at like Pittsburgh Steelers and like looking at all their Super Bowls and reading about like Terry Bradshaw or something. Like,
yeah, we grew up in a great, like, just right when the internet just hit its
bro,
like right when it like became like
Wikipedia
usable.
in third grade was like I was like thinking like, wow, this is like some futuristic shit. Like I can just look at any like sports team or player and like look at their stats, and like it was so cool to me. So cool. I miss it. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't it be?
Bro, life is just different as you grow older. I feel like, you know?
Oh, stop trying to position your camera so we see stupid John Elway in your background.
This is the 7th podcast, buddy. This is the 7th podcast. We're not disrespecting Big Ben. We're not disrespecting.
Oh, Predator Ben, sexual Ben.
Disrespecting Michael.
Oh, we talked about this earlier.
He should have been
hilarious.
canceled, bro. If he was a black quarterback, he would have been canceled. That's yeah.
Bro, wait, what did he do? I want to hear. I heard it coming from John. Now I want to hear what did he do coming from Alec.
Well, should I? See, I don't want to get involved. Like, do I get factual? Like, I can pull up the arrest shit and stuff.
Oh, he got arrested?
Big Ben got arrested?
Let's find out, boys. I'll be like the guy in the podcast.
I didn't know he got arrested.
Jamie?
I'm pretty sure, but he probably didn't go to jail because he's a big
Skyhawk, are you on your phone looking stuff up? I'm on a computer. I can look stuff up.
No, I'm on a computer too.
All right.
That's where I'm going right after I hyped it up.
Wikipedia, man. It's actually a beautiful site. I mean,
off-field. Okay, so we got in that fat motorcycle accident. So here we go. Sexual assault allegations. Lake Tahoe.
Oh.
On July 17, 2009, a civil suit was filed in Washoe County, Nevada, of sexually assaulting Andrea McNulty, 31, in June 2008 in his hotel room while he was in Lake Tahoe for a celebrity golf tournament. That one I was fucking watching earlier. Roethlisberger is one of the 9 defendants listed in the docket report. McNulty cannot obtain criminal charges to be filed against him due to the lack of evidence. Roethlisberger's attorney denied the claim. The Lake Tahoe suit sought $440,000 in damages from the quarterback and also sought $50,000 in damages from Harrah's officials. Blah blah blah. Here we go. According to McNulty, she was working as an executive casino host July 2008 when she said Roethlisberger struck up a friendly conversation at her desk during the golf tournament. You know, hyping up, I'm a celebrity. You want this? Blah, blah, I'm joking. The next night, she said Roethlisberger telephoned her to tell her that the televised sound system in his room is not working and asked for her to look at it. Oh my God, this just sounds classic. McNulty said she determined that the TV was functioning properly, but as she turned to leave, he stood in front of the door and blocked her, then grabbed her and started to kiss her. According to the lawsuit, this woman obtained hospital treatment after the alleged attack. A second lawsuit filed by the Harrah's employer related to an incident involving Roethlisberger 4 days earlier revealed that Roethlisberger was friends with a Harrah's executive overseeing Northern Nevada. Connections. McNulty's suit alleges that that her boss told her that guy Roethlisberger can have anyone he wants. More shit happens. Let's see how it ends. In December 2011, the suit was ended when the parties agreed on a settlement.
Huh.
Settlement was not made public, but you think that's the first one? First, if that was just the single report, John, I'd be like, okay, questionable. 1 year later, March 5th, 2010, in Georgia this time, it was revealed that police in Millville, Georgia, were investigating Roethlisberger for sexual assault inside the woman's restroom of the Capital City nightclub. The accuser, a then 20-year-old student at nearby Georgia College and State University, was seen at several establishments with Roethlisberger leading up to the incident, including posing for a photograph with him. Roethlisberger spoke with the police the night of the incident, saying that he did not have contact with the woman that was not consummated, and afterward, the accuser slipped and injured her head. Right away, he hired lawyer Ed Garland, who had previously defended Baltimore Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis in his murder trial. Lamb, if you wanted the best lawyer who literally got Ray Lewis free, Wouldn't you do that because you knew you were
Bro,
guilty?
I know nothing about the Ray Lewis murder trial, bro. What?
Well,
Ray
that
Lewis?
might have to be in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next episode.
Ray Lewis had a murder trial?
Yeah, he murdered someone.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis of the Raven?
Yeah, he.
At the time, head coach Mike
Before?
Tomlin said at the time that he was highly concerned for the franchise and Roethlisberger. Bro, this guy.
Thank God he's got a great arm. Otherwise, he would not.
So he was only suspended for the first 6 games in 2010. Basically, the NFL came and said, yeah, he violated the personal conduct policy. He was probably guilty, and bada bing, bada boom.
Well, wait,
So my
can you tell me about Ray Lewis's murder trial really
Nah,
quick?
that's all, folks, for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip, but my point being is, fuck Roethlisberger. I don't even know what we were talking about, but fuck Roethlisberger.
We're talking about people that were number 7.
Oh, okay. Back to my main point. John Elway, great quarterback. Horrible drafting the offensive side of the ball. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree.
Not even the offensive side of the ball, just quarterbacks.
I agree, bro. Quarterbacks can't draft quarterbacks.
And here's my take. Okay, I've heard that saying, but here's my hot take. John Elway wants to go down as the greatest Denver quarterback ever, and he will not jeopardize that by drafting a legend. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, but don't you think he wants to go down as a legendary GM too?
Yeah, so here's how I see that happening. Just like he got Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
he's going to get those 2 to 3 year stance of veteran quarterbacks, build a great defense. I'm telling you, here's my take. Give it 3 to 5 years, and the Broncos will be back Super Bowl contenders with a veteran quarterback, John Elway being GM. But you know what? He's not going to build a quarterback up because, he wants to go down the greatest quarterback ever for the Denver Broncos.
All his quarterbacks that he picks are like 6'7", and they look exactly like him. So he always picks a quarterback that he sees him more in himself than
Okay, but my point is Paxton Lynch, totally different player than John Elway. I could see Brock Osweiler. I could see that being he does kind of look like John Elway.
I don't know.
Trevor Siemian, come on. What?
That's a 6th-round draft pick. You can't really.
Agreed. I'll pull that statement back. But Paxton Lynch and Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, I agree. Paxton. I don't even know why we drafted Paxton Lynch.
I don't even want to go back and look who you could have drafted instead. That's the thing that always hurts me. When I look at Raiders draft picks and see who they could have gotten.
I don't know.
Jamarcus Russell, shout out. Somehow, Jamarcus Russell, if you're listening to our podcast, you're a legend.
Psych.
What do you mean? He's a legend.
Bro, you remember the story about Jamarcus Russell when the Raiders gave him fake?
Yes. That just made me – he's a legend. Lucas, you know about that?
What do you think of the tapes, Jamarcus? Oh, they're good, man. I saw them. Oh, yeah, they were fake tapes.
Yeah, I know. He just started bullshitting regular routes and stuff, and they're like, Jamarcus, they're nothing on the tapes, bro.
Wait, what happened? I'm sorry. I literally just completely zoned out there for
You know who Jamarcus Russell is?
I have no idea, man.
So he played quarterback for LSU.
Can you let me share the screen? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, we've been trying.
It says the host has disabled attendee screen sharing. You need to change that.
Oh, sorry.
All
right. So the whole Jamarcus Russell started great quarterback prospect out of LSU.
It's not gonna work. You're
Get
good.
drafted by the Raiders. Did you fix it? Get drafted by the Raiders.
I was gonna show a picture, but it's all good.
Get
I
drafted.
just look him up.
He's a mobile quarterback on the Raiders. Ends up being a bust. But the whole
he was supposed to, but he came into a training camp weighing 280 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he was totally out of shape.
Probably know more about Jamarcus, to be honest.
In his prime, bro. Okay, so I know he was 6'6", 6'7", 240 in his college days and looking good. And then he got to Raiders training camp and he literally was sitting out until he got paid fat. They gave him guaranteed money, and he shows up supposedly weighing 300 pounds. 6'6", 300. And then
6'6".
Yeah, like, see, I want to share a picture because there's one picture.
That's a big boy.
Bro, there's this one picture of him being so fat. But
So
anyway,
scary
he
to
like,
me, dude.
he had a lot of like obviously potential, but just like really just the work ethic, like just not a good connection with the Raiders too. Like if there's gonna be an organization for a guy to fail like that, it's gonna be the Raiders and gonna be Al Davis. Like shout out Al Davis. Psych, piece of shit. Fuck you, Al Davis. Fuck you, Mark Davis. Sell the team. Why'd you take him to fucking Nevada? I hate it.
It was for money.
I know, obviously, but like, why?
I just saw. Okay, look at this.
Yeah, he was big boy.
That's funny.
He looked like a lineman, is what people would say. So yeah. But talk about a big bust. Sadly. What was crazy about him, Lucas, is from his knees, he could throw the ball like 80 yards.
Wait, a quarterback? Wait, this guy was a quarterback?
He was a quarterback.
Oh, you guys didn't tell me the most
No, he did.
part.
Here, I got here. I'm gonna post something in the chat.
Oh, that's nuts.
He was a great quarterback for like 10 seconds. Bro, but he was
That's hilarious. So he was like a pre-Big Ben.
No,
bust.
bro. Big Ben. He's not Big Ben, bro. Think of Big Ben as
No, I said he was a bust.
Oh, yeah. Don't compare him to
Pre-big bust.
I'll tell you, folks. You're just
I'll tell you, folks.
Oh, that's music to my ears.
Here, let me just show you.
Turn it
So
down
watch
a little
this
bit.
video. Watch this video first about his college. It's a nice 5-minute video that'll show you why he was like seen as a number 1 draft pick. And then
Bro, the piano is a great instrument. I can't believe it took me so long to just like start playing.
Yeah. Mozart. Well, I'm going to sign off this podcast.
Wait, it ends in 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, I'm down.
I can only record this for 8 minutes, and that's at 10:30. So I say we just talk for 8 more minutes.
And then there's this video of his lowlights in the NFL. That's another 5 minutes. Lucas, that's what you have to watch after this.
Jamarcus.
Okay.
There's 2. Watch the top one first.
I'm so down. Actually, that's who drafted him. Who thought that
just
was
know
gonna
it's
be a good
important.
idea?
You gotta watch the first one of him in college at LSU, and then watch the other 5 minutes.
Who thought he was gonna be a good idea?
I mean, looking at him in college, but then the problem is you have to like do your scout research and like go see him and shit. Because I think there's, like.
All right, guys, we have exactly 7 minutes
I'm
and 11 seconds. What do we want to talk about for 7 minutes?
That's all.
Don't leave.
I was gonna leave now.
All right, dude. It's all good. Peace, Skyhawk.
Peace, Skyhawk.
Well, now you're forcing me out. I was gonna say something. Don't say peace, Skyhawk. Fuck you.
Leave.
Why are you wearing a hat? You're indoors, John.
Lucas is wearing a hat too. Why are you singling me out? You're wearing a hat.
That's not a hat. See? Oh, you think you're smart with that quick comeback, but actually, Lucas is not a hat. It's protecting his ears because Lucas's ears get cold.
Technically, it's called a Russian trapper hat.
Exposed.
So you support Putin?
I will neither confirm nor deny. No, I'm just kidding. Team America.
Did you see that story of like Russia would pay like for American soldiers?
No, I heard that. That's crazy if that's true, bro.
Wow.
And I wouldn't doubt it, dude. There's probably but think about it, dude. There's probably 100 countries with money on our soldiers' head, dude. Like, but nobody has the balls.
I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, bold. Like, I was just like, that's not smart.
Don't fuck with us. Fuck you. Your hair's looking good. It's growing in nicely.
Yeah, it's growing in nicely.
I had to cut mine.
You cut it?
I went to Andreas with my brother. Bro, if I was able to cut my own hair, I would have done it because yours actually is growing fine.
Yeah, it's growing out pretty nice.
4 months, that's gonna be a flow.
That's the goal. I'm going Kevin Clancy flow. The frequency 43 listeners will appreciate the flow. And
Bro, I need Clancy
Yeah.
to get wet at golf, like even wetter than he already is, because I have an agreement that if he turns professional in golf, I'll be his caddy.
no, that's so legendary.
I watched a dope video on Jordan Spieth's caddy.
Dude, all you gotta do is watch that one golf movie about, oh my God, that golf movie. Everybody's gotta find their stroke.
Bro, my point is like this.
What is that movie? I'm finding
Jordan
that.
Spieth's caddy, it was like 30 years old when Jordan was like 21. He was a math teacher in Washington, and then he turned to become Spieth's caddy, which is fucking legendary.
That is legendary.
I want to do that. I got 9 years to get amazing at caddying.
I could see you being a great caddy.
I could see you being a fantastic.
It's all about calculating yards and knowing your player, man.
No, just like I feel like it's more like in the tone.
It's called Bagger Vance, The Legend of Bagger Vance.
The movie.
That
But
movie
a lot of
is
caddying is just like you're supposed to know the greens.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know where the hazards are. You're supposed to know how much your player can hit each club. And you're just supposed to basically be the game manager. Whereas like the player's doing fucking all the work. It's just like every round there's that one hole though that like the player will be like, this is the club. And the great caddies will be like, no, listen to me, son. This is the club. And the great caddies will fucking be right. Like that makes the difference.
John, have you seen the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance?
No.
You
What's
should watch that movie tonight. You would love it. You'd love it.
I'm gonna write it down. What's it called?
The Legend of Bagger Vance. You would absolutely love it. Dude, that movie's so lit. And I don't even play that much golf, but I just love that everybody's got a stroke.
How do you
You
spell?
just gotta find it. You just gotta find it.
How do you spell?
Everybody's got a swing. You just gotta find it.
How do you spell Bagger Vans?
Bagger and then Vance, like with a V.
Bagger and then
No, is that retarded? I didn't know it was how it sounded.
I mean, that was a guess. Like it could be some
Yeah.
French shit.
Yeah, it's
Felt right.
Bagger.
Oh, I only got one G down.
Bro, think about modern technology. You type in The Legend of Bagger, you're fucking golden, bro.
That's
That's
so
true.
Dude, I think we set up society too easy for our generation.
Lucas, go on to YouTube right now on your laptop and type in summoning salt.